Hey guys, welcome to another review, and today we're with the new Hyundai Creta. So stick around because we're going to take it for a drive. We're going to see what it's like on the outside, we're going to have a look around the inside, see what it has to offer, and then at the end we're going to put it through the GDR test. Should you get it? Should you just drive it? Or should you remove it from your list of cars? So stick around because we've got a lot to cover. Alrighty, and from the outside you'll see that they've brought in the new Hyundai design language, which is evident by this brand new grille that they've got here, which you'll see on the Santa Fe and the Palisade and all those other impressive SUVs that they bring out. You've got your daytime running lights here and your headlight setup, which is also quite nice and neat and actually looks really premium. I like it a lot. And then coming down to the sides here, you've got your 17-inch wheels, which come standard with this trim level. Wow, words. Okay, cool. And then yeah, another good benefit of this Creta is actually the ground clearance. You can see here that's actually quite impressive. So, you know, dirt roads, speed humps, pavements, do your worst because this car is going to get you there. And here you've got some cool two-tone colors going on here, which is all part of the new design language too, going into the tail lights, which are split just like on all the other models. Can't say I'm a massive fan of it, but I've heard people that do really like this design, so you know, each to their own. And while we're here, let's have a quick look at the boot. Not too bad of a size. Nice cargo net and some tether points down here and a nice 12-volt socket too. Today, for the first time on the channel, we're in a Hyundai, and it's the Hyundai Creta. So this is the not entry-level SUV in the Hyundai brand, because that I think would be the Venue, but we're one step up from there and we're in the Creta. And this particular model here is the top of the range. It's the 1.5 litre executive and sells for 480,000 Rand. Now that might sound like a lot of money, which it is, but I think something you need to take into consideration is that when buying a Hyundai, you're buying into the 200,000 kilometer warranty and the 7-year warranty that you're covered for. So there are 3 different trim levels when it comes to this car. One of them has got the manual transmission, and the rest of the 2 have got the CVT automatic that comes from Hyundai, or you know, their specialized CVT transmission. And I must say, I'm impressed with how the CVT is performing. It doesn't seem to be screeching and yelling at me like a normal CVT would in the higher ranges, and holding its gears like it normally would. It's kind of working like a normal automatic gearbox, which is actually quite nice. It's responsive. It climbs the gears nicely. So yeah, I think this is actually really nice. It's a good option, and it's something that you should consider. It's powered by a 1.5 litre naturally aspirated engine, putting out 84 kilowatts and 144 newton meters of torque. And again, that doesn't sound like a lot, but we aren't in the heaviest car. This is a small little SUV, so you don't need a lot of power to get it around. And because it is naturally aspirated, which means it's not turbocharged, it's quite responsive. So when you put your foot down, it goes. Off the line, from stop streets, some robots, traffic lights. When you put your foot down, the car goes. There's no needing to build up any boost, or wait for the turbos to know what they should be doing, etc. So yeah, I think together with the size of the car, the naturally aspirated 1.5, the CVT that it's got, all together works quite harmoniously, and it's a really nice package. And the steering is quite direct. Again, it's not a race car, but it's overall a really comfortable car to drive and a really easy car to drive. The driving position is really nice. Everything's centered here quite nicely. You've got nice places here to rest your arms when you're driving, which is an important thing for me because you know, you want to travel comfortably. While they are here, they are hard. So I mean, there's a little bit of skin or like a bit of material over the top here, but it's not soft by any means, so it might get quite uncomfortable after a long drive. The interior of this model comes with faux leather, so it's not real leather interior, but I think it's nice for the target market that this is set at. So those families that have got young kids don't need to worry about the cloth seats, you know, getting them messed and struggling to try and keep them clean. Where this, you can simply just wipe away any muck that you make, yeah, making life a lot easier. And then looking at the driver's display in front of me, You do have physical dials, so you don't have a full digital driver display like you would have on some other cars, but you do have a little digital screen in the middle between the two dials that you can kind of look at your fuel consumption, your range, how far you've traveled, your trip meters and all of that, which is quite fun. I'm actually a fan of physical dials, so I don't mind this setup at all. Yeah. Sun is out again. And then from an infotainment point of view, you have this really nice screen in the middle here that houses Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is wireless, which is a real good plus. But it does seem to be a little bit finicky, so it doesn't always connect my phone every time, so I do have to go through a process of trying to show it who I am and, you know, give it my ID number, it feels like. But most of the time it connects, and when it does connect, it actually works quite nicely, and it's really convenient being wireless, so that's really nice. You do have some physical buttons here, some shortcuts towards your tracks, your setup, your radio, your media, favorites and things like that, as well as physical dials for the volume. How cool is that? Something that people don't feel like they need to do anymore, but trust me, when you're driving in a car, it's really important to be able to adjust your volume like that when you can. From a climate control point of view, you do have just kind of a standard aircon down at the bottom here. It's not automatic, it's not a proper climate control setup. It's just your fan, the direction in which it's going towards, as well as an aircon button. You probably don't need more than that, so I'm not going to call that a downside of the car, because this is your entry-level type of SUV, so this is what you should expect, and it works really nicely. The aircon pumps really well. It's not that loud out of the vents either, which is a plus, and it drives really nicely. It absorbs most of the bumps in the road because it's got quite a, I'd say, a soft suspension or feel to it. And then from a convenience point of view, you do have USB slots down in the front here. You've actually got two traditional USBs here, as well as one in the back for your passengers, as well as some air vents for them too. Storage isn't too bad either. You do have quite big storage bins in the side on each door up front here, as well as in the back, with some aeroplane type sleeves behind the driver and passenger seat, along with a center armrest with cup holders, and a pretty good sized glove box, if I say so myself. And the one thing that's not too appealing about the Hyundai Creta is that you do have hard plastics almost everywhere. Everywhere you touch and feel, you've got these scratchy plastics. Here on the driver's side, everywhere you touch and feel and look and shake and squeeze, everything is hard plastic. The only stuff that really does feel nice is your steering wheel. Obviously, it's important that you need to feel quite comfortable when you're driving, as well as the gear selector down here. It's also got that faux leather type cover on top here, which feels nice, as well as your armrests in the middle and on the side of the doors here. The seats feel okay. They are comfortable, but I have sat in more comfortable seats in these small SUV type cars in the category. It feels quite flat. These don't have a lot of support to it on the side, so you do tend to slide around, which I do feel on top here, especially when you're driving. Like here, I'll turn a corner and I've already started to feel my back kind of slide off the seat because there's not much support up top. Overall, it's a really nice car and it's a nice package. Hyundai do make really good cars, and something that should potentially sway you towards purchasing or considering this car is the fact that it has that 200,000 kilometer 7-year warranty, which not other cars have. So, you know, from a peace of mind point of view, that's a really big tick box for this car, because there's nothing worse than always worrying about what is that sound that this car's making, how much is it going to cost me to fix. You're covered for a really, really long time. And then for the GDR test, should you get the car? Should you just drive the car? Or should you remove it from your list of cars that you're considering? Well, I definitely wouldn't remove this car because it's, like I've said, it's got a really good warranty. It's comfortable to drive. The engine's nice and punchy for a naturally aspirated one. But I would just say you need to go ahead and drive it. So go and test drive it. Consider it with any other cars in the segment. One that I would recommend is probably the Renault Duster. You've got a fuel consumption there that'll probably take you over 1,000 kilometers. It's comfortable too. It also has Apple CarPlay that's wireless, so there's a lot of similarities there, but again, there's a lot of cars in the segment, so I would definitely try it out. Go take it for a test drive, see if it's the car for you, and make the decision. So thanks for watching another Greg Dennis review. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope I helped you make any potential purchasing decisions. So if you did enjoy this, please will you drop a like and leave any comments below if there's any other cars you'd like to see me review. But for now, please will you also subscribe so you don't miss any more videos in the future. Cheers.